Hey, it's Rachel Cooke, your modern mentor. I'm the founder of Lead Above Noise, a firm specializing in retaining, engaging, and developing talent. I run a lot of workshops for teams, and just a few weeks ago, I did a fun one called How to Amplify Your Strategery for a client of mine. It started with a call from a senior leader who said, my team is great. They get it all done and they do it well. But sometimes it feels like they are kind of spinning in execution. They make to-do lists, they cross things off, but I just feel like they could be delivering more impact, making bigger, more important things happen. Can you help? Oh, also, you have 90 minutes to get it done. I've realized that what she was asking me in not so many words was if I could help her team just be more strategic. And yeah, I could do that in 90 minutes or less. My approach was this. I reviewed my mental Rolodex and I landed on 5 people in my life who I personally find to be hyper strategic. They are my go-to people when I need a new way of thinking about something, or I'm interested in trends, or I just need fresh eyes on a business problem. These people are always able to help me move forward. So I interviewed each of them about how they do their magic things. And I pulled out some themes that ran pretty consistently across. The good news is that what I learned is really accessible to all of us and applicable, in my opinion, across any industry or function. I built the program and I delivered it to this team who seemed really to gobble it up. But today, you be the judge. Here are just a few of the keys that I shared with them about how to dial up your strategery. Let me know how they land for you. The first is be a map maker. So here's something you should know about me. I have no sense of direction, like zero. In my junior year of college, I was given an assignment to draw a map of the campus as I saw it in my head. And when I turned it in, my teaching assistant said, "Oh, Rachel, I had no idea you just transferred here." I had not. So, no, I am not talking about geography. What I mean is take a step back, spot the ideal destination, like that spot you want to land in, and then thoughtfully start laying out a set of steps or directions that will help move you towards it. Many of us, myself absolutely included when I'm not being mindful, are guilty of starting with the steps or the actions. We let our calendars pack up without paying attention to the purpose of what's really filling our days. But my strategic friends always start with the destination in mind. Rather than letting a bunch of meetings fill their time, they start with an intention, like to land a new client or learn a new skill or network in an industry they'd like to move into. From there, they sit down and they think through what actions, what investments of their time will help move them there. Taking courses, attending events, researching prospective client organizations, they fill their calendars with these things first, and they make every effort to hold space for them. Only then do they allow other people's agendas to filter in. They and you don't have control over every minute, but claim and protect whatever windows you can to move in a more strategic direction. Next, be a knowledge seeker. I used to think it was a funny coincidence that my wisest, most strategic friends were always the ones most consistently recommending books and articles and courses that they had consumed. I am now recognizing how very uncoincidental that actually is. Strategic people are always interested and hungry and curious. Sure, they carve out windows in which they do their heads down work, but they really recognize how much better their outcomes are when they prioritize consuming and connecting. Based on my conversations with them, here are some of the questions I would love to invite you to reflect on. Share them with friends and colleagues. See if you can pull together a collective plan to support each other's efforts to be more strategic. Here goes. What data, internal or external, do you have access to? And what trends, conclusions, and insights can you pull out? What are you reading, watching, and listening to? Who is in your informal or your formal network, and how are you tapping into their wisdom? What best practices are you interested in experimenting with, and why? How are you sharing best practices with your network? What solutions are all around you that might be better leveraged? And what tips can you share to create more of a discipline around this? Use these questions to really challenge yourself to be regularly and consistently expanding your base of knowledge. And finally, be a problem seeker. So I am what you call a problem solver. To me, often a problem is a nuisance. And when I see one, I want to make it disappear. But my strategic friends are actually on the lookout for problems, each in their own way. To them, problems are data, they're opportunities. These friends are the ones at work who are not cowering when a financial target is missed, but rather they're wanting to dig into what went wrong and what they might tweak next time to achieve a better outcome. They are not the ones grumbling about losing a piece of business, but they are the ones reaching out to that customer to really understand the experience that led to the miss. They are not the ones pointing fingers when a colleague drops a ball, but they're the ones wanting to investigate the whole process end to end to ensure that in the future, accountability is clear at every step of the way. So what are the things you see that tend to make you run and hide, and how can you flip the script and seek those moments out, letting them fuel your path forward? We did cover a few other areas in our program, but this feels like a firm start, don't you think? If you're looking to dial up that strategery in the new year, then I say make a map, eat some facts, or seek out a sexy problem. And don't forget to let me know how it goes. Join me next week for another great episode. Until then, visit my website at leadabovenoise.com if your organization is looking to dial up its employee experience or deliver some leadership development that activates change. You can follow Modern Mentor on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Find and follow me on LinkedIn. Thanks so much for listening and have a successful week. Modern Mentor is a quick and dirty tips podcast. It's audio engineered by Dan Farabend with script editing by Adam Cecil. Our podcast and advertising operations specialist is Morgan Christensen. Our digital operations specialist is Holly Hutchings. Our marketing and publicity assistant is Davina Tomlin. And our intern is Cameron Lacey.